All right, so it's Case Study Friday. So in this video, we're basically going to show you one of our agents, Derek Reed, who was able to obtain 14 closings and six deals under contract within 5 months of basically working with us. So without further ado, my name is Sam Spijkerman. I'm the founder and CEO of Samwhere Online. And if you're interested in obtaining similar results for your own real estate business, then click on the link down below here in the description and basically book a call with our team to see how we can actually help you out, or watch some of the free trainings that are also down here below on how you could do it as well. So just to give you a little bit of a background, Derek was basically a new agent when he joined us, and he was basically cold calling for sale by owners and expireds with little results. So he also wanted to make the full transition into real estate because he was working a job before he joined us, but couldn't do it yet due to the unpredictability of the real estate business. So he basically hopped in. And actually on our website, you're going to see two videos because he was able to get results pretty quickly, but then the results only got better because of the nurturing that we did on top. So without further ado, hope you enjoy watching this video as much as I do. And yeah, make sure to watch till the end so you can see some of the free trainings as well that we put there. Awesome. So yeah, thank you, Derek, for basically doing this part two with us. Yeah, we have done an interview before, and yeah, thank you for your time today on this call as well. I know that you're very busy. Yeah, I'm Sam, basically the founder of Samwhere Online. Yeah, if you could basically give us a quick introduction as well, and yeah, how long you've been in business, location, etc.
Yeah, Sam, appreciate you guys doing this. Last time we did a testimonial.
Mm-hmm.
It was maybe 6 months ago, 8 months ago. I don't know, I forget. But
Yeah.
I was still working at the golf course because I was actually at the golf course working when I did the testimonial.
Uh-huh.
And and just to give everybody the idea, I'm in Myrtle Beach, in the Myrtle Beach market. Still kind of crazy here with everything that's, interest rates have gone up and it's affected the market, but Myrtle Beach is thriving and business is still very good. But since then, joining my new team, they are just amazing. And our team leader is just unbelievable. And I've actually been able to leave my golf course job, go and really be able to do real estate full time, which there was about a 6 week overlap where I was working at the golf course and had the new team at the same time, and it was nuts. Just unsustainable, literally working 18 hours a day for 6 weeks straight. So now I got my schedule to where it's maintained, I can maintain balance with my family and work and everything in between. But Samwhere has been great, providing good leads. The campaigns and everything have all been great, keeping people kind of on the hook, so to speak, until they're ready. If they don't respond right away, you'll catch them 2 weeks later, a month later, 3 months later, whatever. But yeah, it's been really good, really good.
Awesome, good. And yeah, before joining the program, like, what were you doing to obtain clients? What did the process look like?
Before getting set up with Samwhere, so I have been licensed since 2019, I believe, 2019, 2020. I just did my first continuing education. So they do it every 2 years. So I guess 2020, February 2020. But the first year and a half or whatever, I really didn't do much. I'd call some for sale by owners once in a while, or some expireds, or just stuff like that. And I picked up a few clients, closed three, 4 deals. But I wasn't working at anything close to what I am now or what I was whenever I started with Samwhere. So I was doing the golf course full time, and maybe once or twice a week I would call some FSBOs or expireds for a couple hours. But even then, it was difficult because, finding phone numbers and names and correct phone numbers at that is a real challenge. I found myself spending 90% of the time trying to find phone numbers,
Mm-hmm.
and you spend 20 minutes to find a phone number for the person to tell you well, you know what they can tell you.
Yeah.
So, you spend all that time finding a phone number that may not be, anything uh, that produces. So,
Mm-hmm.
wasting a lot of time. And, Samwhere kind of helps put people in your lap. And, it's been super helpful. Not to mention that I have to throw credit out my team as well. Just I mean, I can't say enough about them. That we have a couple different lead sources, and my team leader is just the most motivated person that I've ever met, I think, and he's one of the best to do it in the world, statistically. So not just me saying that; it's the numbers back it up. So he's just been super awesome, and the career has kind of really taken a turn over the last 8-9 months for the positive.
Awesome. That's good to hear. And then a follow-up question on that basically would be then, yeah, what's been your experience so far with our program? And yeah, what do you like the most out of our program or working with us?
There's a lot there. And even to this day, I think I said the same thing in the last testimonial. There are still things I'm figuring out with software
Mm-hmm.
to optimize what I'm doing, to help keep track of leads and care for them and nurture and do everything that you have to do, especially for the long-term leads. There are leads that, like this past about 10 days ago, I had a Sam lead message me, and they were very upset. They had come down to the beach. They had been talking to a realtor for like 2 months. And he was, and I'm not using any names, of course, but he wasn't prepared. They spent a few $1,000s on a rental, came down to the beach from Ohio, I think. And they came down here, and they were leaving the next day, and they found me on Samwhere, and I kind of put my cape on, and we saw 4 houses that day, two the next morning before their flight, wrote it off for an hour and a half before they had to get to the airport, and we ratified by the time they landed. And
Awesome.
it's just nuts. So those are the easy ones. Those are the easy ones, but they're out there, and it's great.
Mm-hmm.
But to answer your question in a long-winded way, it's the leads that don't respond for 60 days that all of a sudden say, "Hey, I appreciate all the help that you're giving me. We're coming down this coming weekend. We'd really like to see some properties." And I haven't spoke to these people personally at all. It's just been the 180-day email drip and the text campaign, just keeping my name in front of them that entire time.
Mm-hmm.
And these people they're clicking around everywhere online, so I'm not the only one that's talking to them, but they've heard from me so much, and the emails that I'm sending them, that you're sending them,
Mm-hmm.
are providing such value. They're coming to me first,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not going after these people saying, "Hey, when are you going to do business with me so I can, get a commission check?" I'm not hounding them about, "Hey, dude, are we doing this or not?"
Mm-hmm.
It's not like that. It's providing value, showing them what they're missing, things to know about the process, lenders, taxes, everything that goes into it. It just gives them valuable information, and by the time they reach out, there have been some that have been 3 and 4 months out that made first contact, and they felt like they knew me. And that to me, the leads and everything, but the relationships you get before you meet them is probably the most valuable thing.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Good. Yeah, no, you always gotta lead with value. That's great. And let's see. And I know that you mentioned some results, like different results since our last testimonial. I think we wrote down here 14 closed deals and 6 under contract in what was it, like 6 months or so? Or what were the results like?
Yeah. So uh, I'd have to. I honestly, I think it's like 14 or something like that, and I
Mm-hmm.
believe 8 of them are from Samwhere. And
Mm-hmm.
right now, I have 4 or 5 pending,
Awesome.
and I'd have to look. 2 or 3 of them are Samware,
Mm-hmm.
and the other ones I've gotten through. My team leader. Um, he works mostly listings, so
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times if he has a buyer, you know, he'll come to one of the team, and say, hey, here's a strong lead, be aggressive, go after them, and then Sam, where your software has, and there, those are the closed deals and pending deals, so that's 11 total, counting the pendings, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is really good, considering the first year and a half I was in a business. I did 3 total.
Yeah.
So those are, done deals. And right now in the pipeline, I don't even know how many conversations I'm having that I feel very strongly that are going to turn into contracts and convert. I'm working closely with like 5 or 6 off the top of my head that I talk to every single day that are either waiting on, one thing to happen and then they're ready, or, they're just planning a trip down second week of September. So we're going to do something then. Um, so there's, I would be surprised if I didn't close 20 to 25 from Samware alone, this year,
Awesome. Great.
with everything that's in the pipeline that's kind of brewing on
Mm-hmm.
top of what's already happened.
Awesome. No, that's great to hear. And what would you say is like the one thing that you recommend for other agents to succeed in our program?
Um, you have to, you can rely on the campaigns a lot, but you have to be proactive as well. Don't, if you have a lead that you haven't heard from,
Mm-hmm.
and they're getting the texts and emails, you have to make calls, 3 hours a day, every morning, calling, people in the CRM that you haven't heard from, people that, and anybody that watches this that is already part of your program,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure can say this happens all the time. So they respond to the first message that comes out, and it says, hey, I would like to create that custom home search for you. And then a few minutes later, it says, oh, I forgot. Are you looking for a house to live in, or a fixer upper, or how many beds, about, whatever it says. Um, they'll respond and they'll say, I'm looking for an investment property, 2 beds, 3 beds. They'll give you something to start with, and then you don't hear from them ever again.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like they want you to answer all their questions with that one tidbit of information that they gave you, and they're not willing to do the work. So you have to be proactive, call these people. And, I don't know what the numbers are, but I feel like there's some kind of study out there that says you can call a lead like 7 to 10 times before you get an answer on average,
Mm-hmm.
So if you call them 2 or 3 times, don't give up, keep after them. Don't rely on however good the campaigns are, don't rely on them 100%. Call them, use the dialer, get after these people, be aggressive. Over communicating, over touching, over following up, is a hell of a lot better than falling short and not talking to them enough.
Mm-hmm.
You want them to know that, they see that, however, it might be annoying to them sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
but in the back of their mind, they know that, hey, this guy's motivated. This guy he's a hard worker. And if he's working that hard to have a conversation with me, how's he going to negotiate for me? How's he going to, is he going to be relentless in finding me what I'm looking for? If it's a seller, is he going to be relentless finding me a buyer? All those things kind of pile up and make sense to the clients at the end of the day, you know?
Mm-hmm. Awesome. No, I would recommend the exact same thing. Basically, putting in hard work and having the automations help you as much as possible and take most of it out of your hands. Um,
And be consistent. Yeah, you have to
exactly.
be consistent. If you do it once in a while, it won't work.
Hmm.
Or else, my coach tells me all the time because I fell victim to this early in my time. Got hot right off the bat, had like 7 or 8 pendings, right? And I put so much effort into caring for those pending contracts, my lead generation. Um, you know, I didn't stop, but I used a lot of that time in caring for current clients, which you should, but
Hmm.
there's time for that. There's time for producing new leads, prospecting. So you'll have contracts, closings, and then you'll have nothing. And then you got to start the process over again. So you have to be consistent with your lead generation every day. That way you don't have any ups and downs. It's just a steady influx of new leads, and then caring for your current clients, maybe in the afternoons or however you want to do it. But just be consistent with it so you don't have those ebbs and flows of business.
Hmm. Gotcha. No, absolutely. And I think then one of my last questions is that, what would you, because I know it, like you, since part one, you have a lot of agents reach out to you about our program, and we're trying to do this as well, the part two, to have to be less because I know that you're super busy. You may not always get back to everyone, even though we know that you do to a lot of people. Like you get back to a lot of agents that reach out to you. So yeah, what would you
Mhm.
tell other agents that are on the fence or thinking about joining our program?
Yeah, I've had, I don't know, I don't know, a bunch of uh, new realtors that are just getting into the business, some that are thinking about getting into the business, some seasoned uh, agents, realtors that are trying to come up with new ways to do business. And I'm so far from being a seasoned vet. It's not even funny. I mean, I make so many stupid mistakes, and I'm learning every day. And I continuously try to learn and do research and try to just better myself, better my conversations. Um, so that's number one. You have to work on your conversations. We just started a thing where we're doing objection flashcards. You talk to enough buyers and sellers, you hear a lot of the same objections, and there are ways to respond to them. And these responses get counter objection, and there's so many branches to that tree, and how many ways that conversation can go. So the more prepared you are for those conversations, the more no's you can turn into maybes, and the more maybes you can turn into yeses. um, is just getting better at your conversations. Most importantly is just being consistent with your lead generation, your prospecting, follow ups. Don't let these people, if they're looking to buy within 30 days, don't let them go 2 days without hearing from you at the most.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even if it's something. Hey, I heard a house, in the neighborhood next to yours just sold for this amount of money. Have you seen that? And then start a conversation. Or, hey, I'm looking for a beach investment in North Myrtle Beach. You know, something that in the $500,000 range.
Mm-hmm.
Something. Hey, something just come on the market at $650,000, but the potential revenue that could be had, it might be worth a look, or at least you can learn something from this property that will help you make a better decision when another one comes on the market. There's just a million things, but specifically, I talk so much and I get lost.
Don't worry.
uh, so, to your question, new agents that are looking for Samware and what can it do for them? Um, it, no, number one, it will provide you with leads and good leads, and it will keep them alive until they are ready to talk to you. And that is so important. You add that on top of hard work, consistent, uh, prospecting calls and everything else, and you can't help but have success. Nothing is more true than in real estate is this, you get what you put in, and if you want to sell 200-300 homes a year, you got to do that much work, to get that. If you want to do 20 to 50 years deals a year, you have to do X amount of work for that, and you just have to be consistent. And there's no wrong answer. You can do whatever kind of business you want to do, but whatever you decide that you want, you have to commit to it and get after it. But Samwhere, so one of my biggest things getting started was the money. Let's just cut and dry. I was at the beginning of my career. Golf pros don't get paid all that much. So I was wondering, is it really worth it to make the leap? And the easy answer is just yes. It'll continue to pay for itself. And also, I don't want to get lost in the fact that once you do join, and Sam and Noah, you guys know firsthand how big of a pain in the butt I can be. If I ever have any problems or questions or concerns, or I don't understand something about the CRM, or there's something that I would like for it to do that it doesn't do, or whatever, you guys are always quick to respond, quick to help. If you don't know the answer, you'll find it, and I appreciate that. It's super helpful.
Awesome. Thank you so much. No, it's definitely been a pleasure. You gave everyone that's watching a lot of insight, and it's definitely going to help a lot of people that are going to be watching this, that are going to think about joining our program. Basically give them like a first-hand insight. Is there anything, you, Derek, that you would like to add to this video, or maybe Noah, any questions that you might have before we end it off?
I'm sorry?
There's nothing from me. This was absolutely incredible. Thank you for sharing, Derek.
Yeah, you're welcome. Sam, no, you ask a question and I can go on these tangents and hopefully answer that question, but I talk about a lot of other stuff. That's what, to be honest, that's one of the things that I'm struggling with clients, because, or not clients, but leads, is before they get to know you, I can be a lot for people sometimes when I'm talking to them. So one of the things that I'm working on is throwing a blanket over me a little bit, and not, because you can put your foot in your mouth. How many times do realtors and agents, they lose a lead or a potential client because they've said too much. I do it all the time. That's one of the things I'm working on personally. But it's just be smart about your business. Know about your area. Keep up with inventory. Keep up with trends, market trends. Keep up with values of different locations, areas. If a client sees that you're informed and you're knowledgeable and you can help them, because there are a million people out there, especially for sale by owners. These are smart people that did a lot of great things in their lives to get to where they are. And these folks, they know a lot about, real estate, business, economics, and, whatever. We have to provide value, because there's a lot of people out there that do not believe in real estate agents. They think they can do it themselves. And a realtor that's not studied and doesn't know their craft, that person is right. You have to know what you're talking about, understand your business, understand your area, and be a true resource for these people. That way you're not faking it. You actually are out to help people, and that's you have to be on top of your game. And if you do that, the reviews start flowing in. People, word of mouth talk, people talk about you, word gets out that this guy's no joke and this guy knows what he's doing. and you want to be that guy. You want to be or woman. You want to be that person that people can go to when they need a professional. You know.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, it's in every business. Couldn't have said it better. Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Very cool. Well, yeah, I mean, Derek, thank you so much. Yeah, for hopping on this call with us, and yeah, Noah as well for joining. And yeah, I'm just gonna end the video here, and hope everyone enjoyed watching it.